Howdy, everybody. It's your pal Misty. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. It is time for our Monday night live stream. Happy Monday. I hope you have all had a wonderful day so far today. I have had a good day. I have so many classes. Welcome to my busy season where I stay busy all the time in all my classes. I have the most classes in the last 3 months of the year. So, it has been a productive but a very busy day. So, thank you for joining me this evening. I am going to start, as always, with what I've been up to the last week. Hey, Coach, how are you, Kirsten? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. You're one of the things that I'm going to talk about, so we can go ahead and start with that if y'all would like, because why not? Hey, Lori, thanks for joining. Appreciate you being here. So, one of the things that I've been up to this past week is burpees. So, for those of you who may not know, my coach Kirsten over at Quick Fit Home Workouts, she does a challenge on Facebook every month. And this month's challenge is burpees. So, we started last week with a regular sort of burpee where you just go down, bring your legs out, bring them in, stand up. Hip, hip, hooray. And then we got up to 12 or 14 of those. And then this week, today, we did 14 of those. But in between each one, we also did 4 squats. Now, here's the thing. I know people hate it. I know Coach hates it. I know you hate burpees. It's not that I like them, except for kind of a little bit, but here's why. So I feel like I need to justify why I like the burpee. I don't know anything about it. Like, I don't know who originated it. I don't know. There's so many different kinds too. Like, there's names for them. There's counts for them. Like, I watch Richard and he does all different kinds of burpees. But hey, Mama, thanks for joining. Happy Monday. Congrats on starting week 7 of your fitness expedition. The Fab Squad's doing great. I'm just kicking dogs down here. They're probably going to start fighting soon. Oh, hey, Marcy. Talk about working out every day. Check out Marcy's channel. You've been moving and grooving, Marcy. Keep it up. You've been doing a really good job. So burpees, right? So there's all these different kinds, all these different counts. And I don't remember when, but I remember at some point, I always have like a little side mission of something that I'm doing or working on, right? And I remember when I first started working on burpees, the modification that I did was against my couch, where I would put my hands on my couch, step out each leg, bring each leg back in. And I was able to work up to 25 of those. And I would do that 3 times. And then once I could do 25 of those that way 3 times, I did the modification on the ground, where the same thing, you squat, put your hands on the ground, just take one foot, the other foot, bring that foot in, bring the other foot back in, stand back up. And now I can do a regular burpee. Regular. They're hard though, and they became hard on my knee. So I'm still doing now, since we're doing so many. If it's just a few, I normally do a regular one. Or if I do them against the bench, I'll do a regular one where I jump out and back in, right? So it's a little hard on my knee. So I'm okay with doing the progression on it even. I'm slow. Takes me a minute because I want to make sure that I'm doing everything right and I'm actually hitting the plank when I take my feet back, not just, taking them back a couple inches and having my butt smooth up in the air. I'm trying to have good form. Y'all know me. Form is important so that you don't get hurt. And my knee was like, whoa, this is not fun. And then Kirsten had said, maybe it's the burpees. Has it started since the burpees? I was like, yeah. I mean, it is partly the weather too, because it's raining and I have arthritis in my knee. I have had it for a long time. I had surgery on my knee like 30 years ago. Um, but the thing that I really like about them recently is one, not only because I can see my own progress in them from where I start to where I am today, but when I look at my workouts, I've started looking at my heart rate because let me back up. Let me see what y'all are talking about, and then we'll back up to my heart rate when I was sick, in case I forget in just a minute. Oh yeah, right. She's doing great. Coach is proud of you too, Mama. All the Fab Squad, Ain't Juju, everybody. They're all doing wonderful. Carol's here. Hello, Carol. They have a good coach. Thanks, Mama. Will's here. Hey. Yep, all my pals are joining the live stream. Thanks, Coach. Y'all can read it. Well, she said, some of y'all don't watch, y'all just listen. She says I'm the best and a blessing. You're a blessing too, Coach. Thank you for teaching me so much so that I could help my mama and my aunt and Carol and my sister, the Fab Squad. Anyway, so y'all know I had gotten really sick and finally went to the doctor and had bronchitis, almost pneumonia. And I was having such a hard time getting my heart rate up. Like every time it would, I wasn't having a hard time doing it. I was having a hard time when it happened. So I started becoming really conscious of my heart rate. Even though I know Coach talks about all the heart rate zones and I had to study them for my test and all that kind of stuff, I never really watched it as closely as I have been recently. So the thing that I like about the burpees is what I noticed as I was getting better from being sick and I could finally get my heart rate up when I asked for additional cardio, because cardio is a really good way to work your heart and get your heart back and then get your lungs, to where they're working properly after sickness. So the strength was good, but the cardio was better, I think, for my healing. And so we were doing extra cardio and I was watching my heart rate and I noticed I would, just like she always talks about, I would stay in that cardio zone, right? Which is heart rate zones. If you want to know more about that, you can reach out to me. It's just a calculation that you can do. And I'd be happy to do it for you if you're interested. So I noticed since we'd started the burpees, I would go back and look at my heart rate tracker for the workout. And it's funny, but it's still good, right? So what I noticed was my heart rate is very good and in that cardio zone. And one thing you want to see, if you're interested in knowing, and you might not know, one thing you want to see is your heart rate, especially if you're doing HIIT training like we do, high intensity interval training, where you're doing an exercise, then you're resting, you're transitioning, you're watching to see what your next exercise is. There's no rest. Anyway, it's fun, Coach. We love you. Take your own break if you need one. Otherwise, there may not be one, especially in a 30-minute workout. Anyway, so you watch and your heart rate goes up, but you should also see it go down and recover and then up and then down and then up and then down. So I had noticed in doing cardio, I was able to do that and it stayed really steady and constant through the whole workout, which is good. Then I noticed when we had burpees, it would be real steady and then constant and then whoop, we'd pop up like another 20 points on the heart rate. We get up to like 150 instead of like the 120-ish area where I normally am, between 120, 130. And that's come down. So when I first started and was doing cardio, I'd be in the like 150, 160, sometime pushing it right up into my big heart rate zones where you have to be careful. But I just wasn't as in shape, right? So my heart had to work harder and so my heart rate would be higher. So it's come down, first of all. I think my resting heart rate when I started was like 72, like almost 4 years ago. And now it's like 55, 54. So my resting heart rate has gone down a lot. My cardio heart rate has gone down, but every time I do a burpee, poof, there goes that heart rate, which to me shows me it's something that I need to work on because it does spike my heart rate. Everything else I do, I kind of got it. Like I'm in a rhythm with it, right? And I know where to push myself I just get so into the burpees, I'll exhaust myself. But why is it fun? Probably because it's a challenge. Do y'all remember your pal Misty when she hated challenges because she thought they were stupid? Yeah, she doesn't exist anymore. She's gone. I love it. It's just great fun. So the reason that I like burpees is because they're hard. That is coach talk, isn't it, Coach? Dadgummit. I hear Christy make fun of Kirsten all the time. They do a live stream every morning on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I never catch it live, but I always watch it. And first of all, y'all are hysterical. But second of all, she's always giving Kirsten a hard time because she's like, it's going to be fun. Christy's looking at her like, no, let me tell the real people talk. So if you need real people talk, I guess don't listen to me, but maybe this is coach talk. I love it. It's a challenge. It's hard and I need to work on it. And I love that about it. And so I'm definitely going to be keeping it up for that reason. So that's why I like the burpees, because I can tell that it's something that I need to work on and I want to. And it's a full body exercise. I mean, it's a great exercise. You could just do burpees, and there are people who that is their whole exercise regime is different types of burpees. That's it. Like, and they're ripped. So anyway, I've been doing burpees. This week we added 4 squats. 4 was a lot. It would just, you have to count 4 squats and then what number burpee was I on. So I have this thing where, boy, I'm talkative tonight, aren't I? It's called Chisholm Bop, where you count on your fingers. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have noticed when I lead, and I'm counting reps, as I'm holding weights, I can feel pressure in my finger without moving my finger. Does that make sense? Maybe. I don't know. But like, this is my index finger. I can feel I'm pushing it down. You can actually push it, but I don't have to. That's the finger that's down. I know that's the finger that's down. So if I want my thumb and anyway, so I counted it that way. And that worked okay. But it did make it a little trickier because I was like, because at one point I think it was when I was at 4. And then I was like, was that 4 squats or 4 burpees? I was like, no, you're only counting burpees. You're just counting squats in your head. So it's a lot going on when you work out. It's a lot. Maybe it's not a lot for y'all. Maybe that's part of my problem some of the time. I know I overthink everything, guys. I realize this about myself. I just do the thing. It's not a thing that I can do. I have to think about it and look at it from every single angle and I'll overanalyze it and then just do it. Tasheri is here. Thanks for joining. I've been able to join Tasheri's live stream every morning for the last couple of weeks. Now that I've been doing my 5 a.m., the 5 a.m. wake up is also still going well. So now that I've been able to do the 5 a.m. wake up, I watch Tasheri. She goes, at least for my time, 6 a.m. Central. She does a 30-minute, well, she does a bunch. Just go check her out. It's really fun. You're doing a great job. Hey, Deanna's here. Thank you, Deanna, for joining. I appreciate you. Kirsten says, love that you're watching your heart rate like that. You're so conditioned now. Yes, girl. Yes. It's something we need to work on. It's a challenge, but it's fun. Yeah. Oh, you use your fingers without using your fingers? Okay, great. Cool. We're twins in a lot of weird ways, but that's great. You forgot about Chisholm Bop, Mom? That's how I multiply by 9s, by 6s. I count by 5s. I do so many math things on my fingers because I was taught that. It was just this random. I don't even remember who taught us. I feel like it was somebody's mom. I don't even feel like it was a teacher. I don't even know why I remember the name. I don't know anything about. Has anybody else heard of Chisholm Bop? Does anybody else know? If you have a special brain child, maybe it could be effective for them. Anyway, so I count on my fingers. And so does Coach. Maybe that's a Coach move too. You didn't know what it was called. That's what I learned is these are one, you're right. This is my right hand. I don't know how you see me right, but this is my right hand. So on my right hand are my ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this would be 6 because it's 5 plus a 1. And then you have your 10, 20, 30, 40. So then you can like count by nines and you just have to raise a finger. It's this whole way of counting and multiplying, and you do it all in your hand. Because most people just memorized it, and that would have been a lot easier than the way that I multiply. I am aware. I'll figure it out though. Give me a multiplication question. I'll figure it out. It may take me as long as like a fourth grader who's just learning multiplication, but kids, just memorize the times table. So much easier. Just take the time when you're young, memorize the times table. Pro tip from your pal Misty. Tell your kids, memorize the timetable. Don't figure out ways to remember it unless you do that. And then that's really cool and it's effective. Oh, you're welcome to Sherry. I really do love joining you in the morning right before my workout. You get me all pumped up and ready to go. I don't work out with you. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I do move with you, though. And I do dance with you sometimes because you got some dancing music going on there. But she does like an affirmation. She has a daily reading. She has a chat question. So it's great fun. So if you want a little movement and you're up at 6 a.m. Central, go join Wellness with Frugal Mama. So that burpees is something that I've been doing. I also finally got to see Natasha again. It had been like a month. I told her she's not ever allowed to work that much again. She also took a vacation. So family time, and she got to go like to all these great national parks. But I got to see Natasha after like a month. So I was super excited. So me, her, and Mary got to walk. We went to the same place that Mary and I had been for the last 2 weeks, but we went like farther out. So we had been just walking the path that's like right when you get there. We walked one way, we took a left every time, and then the second time we took a right every time. There's still probably 100 different ways you could go in those woods, but those were the main 2 ways we went, right? So this time we walked around that. And then, so we had to walk a mile to get to the path that we walked. So we ended up doing closer to like 4.5 miles. And also Mary's like, do you want to go into the woods or you want to head back? And Natasha's like, into the woods. So me too. I'm like, into the woods. So we spent a lot of time in the middle of the woods. It felt great. The weather was nice and cool. I had a jacket on, but it was nice and cool. So it's fun. It wasn't too slippery. It's still raining. I couldn't even work out. I have not been able to work out outside for like the last, 3 or 4 workouts. I think I got to work outside twice last week. Anyway, maybe tomorrow I'll get to work out outside. I want to be conditioned to work out outside in whatever weather because I don't know, it makes me feel good that I can do that. I just got to get the layers right when it gets too cold, but it's been raining every morning, so I'm not working out in the rain. I call it at the rain, and I think I'm going to call it at about 40 degrees because that morning at like 35 degrees felt entirely too cold to be outside doing anything for me. Maybe in a month when it actually gets that temperature again, I'll feel differently, but that's the way I feel about it right now. Yeah. I do kind of dance along to your music. Sometimes I'll start doing your arm circles or, whatever you're doing. It just depends. But yeah, I get up, I walk the dogs, I read some scripture, just have some quiet time with, nothing, just to kind of sit here and just think and talk to God. So I guess my prayer time. And then I turn on Wellness with Frugal Mama and kind of get myself like, all right, let's go. It's going to be a great day. We're going to get ramped up. We're going to get ready to go. Let's go. Let's get it. So that's pretty much been my week. Been really busy with work, been doing burpees, and still enjoying new places. Natasha recommended 2 new places, so I think we're going to pick one of those to do next week because Natasha gets to come for like the next 2 weeks, and then she's off again. She's out saving the planet. I mean, I love her. I really do. She's so funny. Oh my God, we had so much fun yesterday. It was like Mary, I love Mary. Mary is hysterical, but there's something about when the three of us are together, it's even funnier. It's just such a good time. Oh, Mary. Oh, Mary had me dying. I almost fell over laughing so hard because y'all probably won't even get it or understand, but it's still a funny story, and this will make Mary laugh when she watches this. But Natasha was talking about being at all the parks and that she was disappointed because people would pick up the dog poop and put it in a bag, but then they would just throw the bag on the ground. And so she's like, and one of us was like, and you had a bag. She's like, well, yeah, I mean, I always have a bag. So, because she's always picking up trash. God love her, and so do I. And she loves the environment, and I love that. I do. So Mary's like, here's Natasha and her big old bag of poop. And she kept doing this move like she's like Santa Claus or something with a big old bag. Natasha would do that if necessary. She'd drag a big old bag of poop if it needed to help clean up the environment. And I adore that about Natasha. I mean, she's safe and sanitary about it, but we'll be walking. She'll just pick up trash if she has a bag for trash. Like, she's always got a bag. I love it. Anyway, I love you, Natasha. I'm glad that I got to walk with you. I missed you. I got to hug her too. That's always a good thing. Now we just need Amy back. Amy's doing much better. My best friend Amy, she had surgery on her knee. She's doing very well. Recovery is going excellent. But she still had knee surgery, so it's going to be a while before she can walk, especially the distance that we walk. She's walking just fine. But we walk quite a ways. And even if we walked less, it's still going to take her a minute. Anyway, I can't wait till the four of us are back together for sure. But it was nice to have the three of us together again. So that's been my week. Let's see, did I miss any comments? No, I'm just chatting away. All right. So I thought tonight, because I have not done one in a while, I was going to do a video, and I still probably will do a video, but I thought tonight I'd talk about my weight loss update. Because I mentioned a few weeks ago that I was going to start again in October, that I had decided that I was once again going on a weight loss expedition. So for those of you who may be new here or have not been here very long and are watching the replay, because I think all of y'all who are here would know this, but I started at 330 pounds. I'm sure I was heavier than that. My guess is probably 350 because I'd lost weight before I started the official day of February the 2nd. Because I went on that trip in the 1st of December and I was miserable. And that's what made me want to do it. And so I started dropping weight and I'm like, yeah, we're going to make it official. We're going to do this low carb way of eating. We're going to stick to that. The whole fitness thing changed the game, right? But I started out heavy. And now I had gotten down to like 165.6 or something like that. And at the time, I was like, okay, I've done it. I've lost half my body weight, just a few ounces off. You could do a workout and sweat that off, right? I wouldn't do that. But I mean, in my mind, I'm like, you're there. The first three numbers are 165. And then without realizing it, what also happened was, I think I did that same thing that I have done in the past, is I panicked a little bit. I did this when I hit 220. Because 220 was sort of my first goal, because I had been just above that weight before. And so it was a weight I knew I could hit. And so for those of you who've been here a long time, you know, I was at 220 for quite a while, like months and months. And I was like, this is great. But then I really got into fitness more and I wanted to do more. And in doing more and joining the boot camps and things like that, well, then the weight started to drop again. And I'm like, well, that's okay. I feel good. Even at this smaller weight, I feel better. I'm doing more. I'm getting stronger. So we're just going to keep going and figure out where we land, right? And then at the beginning of the year, I realized I was close to hitting half my body weight. And so I made that a goal for 2023. And so technically I've done it again, because those 0.6 ounces to me are negligible. And so then I was like, maybe I want to just be a little bit bigger. I feel awfully small, and my mind's not ready for my body to be this small yet. Like my mind had nowhere near caught up, and so I thought if I put on a little bit of weight, I don't think that's necessarily wrong. Like I do think it helped inadvertently. Because it taught me a different lesson, but I shouldn't have stopped. I know I shouldn't have stopped. Now I know that I shouldn't have stopped, because I still I have fat in my body that I don't need, and I can lose it. It doesn't matter if my brain catches up or not. My brain has always been behind. Since I started this, my brain hasn't been able to catch up. But it gets better, and I overcome and do it anyway. So I was working to maintain around 180. I think the biggest I got was I think I was like 183, almost 184. And that's when I was like, now I don't feel as good. The exercises are getting harder for no reason. And it's just because of this extra weight. I don't need this extra weight. I'm going to go ahead and try to drop it. So that was a little bit, it was around the time of my certification, actually, that I sort of decided to do that. If I'm going to do this, I want to be as fit as possible. And this extra weight is keeping me from that. And so then on October 1st, I wrote it down because I won't remember, but on October the 1st, which is when I said that I was going to do it, like I announced it, I was at 178.6. So then on November the 1st, I weighed in and I had dropped almost 5.5 pounds. I was at 173.2. So I lost over 5 pounds in the month of October, which is great. And then I weighed in on Saturday, which would have been the 11th. I wrote down the 11th because I knew I wouldn't remember. Anyway, it's fine. On the 11th, Saturday, I weighed in and I was at 171.2. So in the first 10 days of November, I'm down another 2 pounds. So I was kind of surprised by that, actually. And my weight does tend to go up at the end of the month, which is when I just inadvertently started doing the weigh-in. So I was going to keep that. I just weighed in this weekend because I knew I was going to be doing another update. So I'll probably be weighing in more frequently than I was, just to keep a check on it. It is to the point now where it's a number for me, so it doesn't make me feel good or bad. Like if tomorrow I weighed in and I was 175, it wouldn't faze me. I really wouldn't think anything about it, even though it's like 3 or 4 pounds heavier, because some days that just happens. I don't know why. Now that I know that it does. And so it doesn't bother me anymore, because it's not about the number. It's about how I feel, but I keep getting stuck on the number. Because if you go below 165, your brain really can't catch up. Who cares? Do it anyway, Misty, because your brain will catch up and you will feel better than you do now. You know you will. So just do it. But it's still it's going to be fine. And I'm going to stick at it. I don't have a goal weight. Y'all know that. I don't know how long we're going to just keep doing. It may be months and months and months, because the last of any weight that you're going to lose is always going to be the hardest and take the longest. But we're just going to do it. And it's not that I feel bad. I don't. I feel really great. That's what I keep telling myself. That's what I kept telling myself, was that you feel really great. You don't need to be any smaller than this. And I don't need to be. So, because, oh, so here's the thing. Oh, Mary got home. Mary, I was sharing the story of you doing the simulation of Natasha carrying the big old bag of poop. It's made my day several times today. Bye, Marcy. She's probably already gone. Anyway, so unpopular opinion. You can cancel me or whatever. I don't care. Here's the thing. I 100% believe in body positivity. I think body positivity is great. And I don't think that it's anything that I suffer with, because pretty much at any weight I'm at, I'm like, this is great. This is amazing. I love it. I look awesome. I felt that way at 220 pounds too. At 330 pounds, maybe I didn't think I looked awesome, but I was also okay, because this is where I am and this is who I am. And that's I feel like sometimes that's my unpopular opinion about body positivity is you can be positive about where your body is right now and you can still want to change it. And people get so mad at that. There have been so many celebrities. Thank God I'm not a celebrity, right? And going through this, because they get so much hate when they lose weight, because they're like, you don't have body positivity anymore. Yeah, yes, they do. And yes, they probably did then. Because I think a lot of times when people lose the weight to gain the body positivity, it's harder, because then you get into the body dysmorphia. So body positivity is fabulous. And I 100% want you to love the body that you're in right now. And I also want you to know that you can want to change it. And that is also a positive thing. So that's my little rant on that. Because I need to believe that myself, because part of it for me is I feel so good here. If I lose weight, I got to go through that all again. And then what? Still feel great? Probably even better. Why am I taking that away from myself? Why am I not allowing myself to do that? Because I've been big for so long. It still just sneaks in places where you don't realize it. So, let's see. Oh, Tasharia said, well said. Good. I'm glad I'm not getting canceled. Lorianne loves it. It's just, it really makes me sad. Like, heaven forbid if Lizzo lost weight. What would the people say about her? Is she positive in her body right now? Yeah. Could she also be positive in her body if she lost weight? Yeah. Could she be positive in her body if she gained weight? Yeah. If she feels healthy in her body and she feels the best that she can, who am I to say what size that is for anybody? And for me, I think it's going to be a little bit littler than this. I just have to wrap my brain around it. Why am I denying myself, being smaller just because it's like, and then I'm already having to buy some new clothes. So we'll just keep going down in size. They make smaller clothes for a reason, because people fit into them. I mean, look, if you want to talk about body positivity, I'm really positive about my body right now. It's just got skin hanging everywhere. I don't care. I think I look really good. You wear the clothes that put everything where it belongs. I got this cute little girly figure working for me, right? And yet I also am aware that there are people who are starting a weight loss journey expedition that weigh less than I do now. Is that wrong? No. If that's what they need to feel their healthiest, I want them to do that. It's all about changing your mindset. It's a mental thing, right? And for me, the mental block was I said 165, I did it. Now let's stop. Let's let my brain catch up to where I am, and then maybe we can lose some more. Your brain has not been with you as far as that goes this whole time, Misty. So why start now? But the thing that I inadvertently learned through that, which, like I said, I mean, God's a smart guy. He teaches me lessons sometimes, but I mean, not doing the thing that I think I probably should do. Maybe there's a lesson in it. So you are where you are anyway, because you've already done those things. But the lesson for me, which I've talked about briefly before, was that it taught me that I can maintain a weight. I had done it at 220 pretty successfully, but that was a heavier weight. And so this time I told myself, well, you can maintain 220, but can you maintain like 170, 180? And yeah, I did for months and months and months. I ate extra peanut butter. That's not the only way, but it is one of the things that I have eliminated to reduce my calories. Instead of real peanut butter, I'm back to using the PB Fit 2 powder, which is fine. It's not as creamy and delicious as peanut butter, but it's fine. I mean, it tastes good. So at the end of the day, for me, I just want something that fuels my body and tastes good. And every once in a while, I have peanut butter in the house. I'm just not eating it every day. It wasn't every day. I exaggerate, but I'm just focusing on eating enough to do everything that I want to do and feel my best, but not overconsume in order to maintain the weight. So I'm eating less calorically dense foods that probably amount to about the same amount of calories. Or less calories, but like it fills me the same as a more calorie dense, because peanut butter is delicious. It's so high in calories and really not super filling. Like, I feel like I could, if given the opportunity and I had the mental mindset to do it, I feel like I could crush one of them small cans of peanut butter, no problem. Would that be good for me? Would I feel good after? No. So I don't. Could I? Probably. And I'd probably be hungry in a couple hours. Anyway, so I was eating more vegetables, right? Vegetables are lower in calories, but you can eat a lot more of them to fill your stomach up and get the calories that I needed in order to do things. So that's basically what I've been doing. I got a little sick in October, so I was really kind of surprised that I lost the 5 pounds, because I had put on a bit of weight. Every time I get sick, my body, it's in protection mode. It stores extra water. It holds on to things while we're recovering. I wasn't as physically active. I tried to lower my calories some, right? But maybe not as much as I should have, is what I was thinking. But 5 pounds is a great loss for a month. Are you kidding me? I'm surprised I've lost 2 pounds in the last week. Is it still probably just a lot of that water coming off? Yeah, but I'm still surprised that I had that much to lose, to be honest. So who knows? We're what, 6 pounds away from the 165 again. So maybe I'll hit it before the end of the year again and get under it again. I consider that goal met personally, but until I'm under it, some people might say that I didn't quite hit it. So maybe we'll get under it before the end of the year. If not, no skin off my back. If I come in with a 3-pound gain at the end of this month, no skin off my back. It's an expedition. It's going to take a while. It's going to be ups and downs. Some months I'm going to be up. Some months I'm going to be down. I don't know, but I'm going to start tracking it again. I'm going to start logging it. I'm going to start doing videos about it. Probably next week, I'll do another sort of overall update for anyone who didn't catch the live stream. And then kind of go from there. I don't know how frequent they'll be. but I do want to start doing videos again. Uh, for those of you who have asked, yes, there will be Vlogmas. I will probably do it very similarly to how I did last year, in that I do live streams, probably Monday through Friday, and then maybe have videos for Saturday, Sunday. We'll see how it goes. Again, it's my very busy season, and the live streams worked really well for me last year. So, in fact, I saw right before I went live that Chalk Zero finally put out their advent calendars. Their Christmas stuff is live. So, after this, I'm going to go order my chocolate advent calendar. I got my cheese advent calendar already from Sam's. So, excited for cheese and chocolate in December if anybody wants to join along. But yeah, so weight loss update. In the last month and a half, I'm down 7.5 pounds. It's great. That's great. It shocks me too. Lori says she understands it's so strange not to be as big as you used to be. Yeah, you're down 100 plus pounds or close to it as well, I believe is what you said. It's another sort of extreme, what people would call weight loss. Yeah, it's really strange. My reflections still shocks me sometimes. And even and we've talked about this, when I work out in female clothing or tight fitting clothing. And female clothing is normally tight fitting. Men's clothing is a box. This is a box. It's just a man's big 3/4 fleece, whatever you call them. I like them. They're comfortable. This is how I dress most of the time. But when I work out, I'm on Zoom. I can see myself, even though I'm normally not watching myself. Occasionally, I'll catch my own reflection. I'll be like, you look pretty good. And it's a good feeling to have. But then sometimes I'm like, I didn't know I look like that. And it's never necessarily a negative. Like I never really look at my body and go, oh, my stomach hangs. I know that it does. So I try to keep it in, like when I work out and stuff, just because it's a lot of skin and it's uncomfortable if it moves around a lot, right? So it's not that I wear the compression to have a certain shape, but when I wear the compression, it does give me that shape. And so since I normally don't dress like that during the day, it's still sometimes I'll be like, oh, look, you look good. Look at you. And sometimes I do see the skin in my belly. I'm like, look at your little belly. Because it's still tiny in comparison. So it's not even necessary. Like I said, I have a pretty good body image. I kind of always have. And I almost sometimes feel like that's a problem because I didn't care about how I looked. I look fine. But I also realized I never looked at myself because I don't need to look at me. You're the one that needs to look at me. If you have a problem with the way that I look, then don't look at me. I don't know what to tell you. I didn't look at myself. So now I look at myself a lot more and it helps, but it's still kind of strange because I've never looked like this before. And then with all the excess skin, my body doesn't look like other typical bodies. Because of the way the skin hangs and stuff, right? So I don't know. It's different. It is strange. Yes, Mary, get your advent calendar. Yeah, Lori's 108 down. Man, it feels great, right? It's life-changing. She's got her own coach now. She's doing workouts. She's busy. You've been busy, Lori. Thanks, Mama. I do look good, right? Like sometimes curvy Misty, I know. Look at me. It's just sometimes I'm just like, whoa, look how far I've come. And it's one of those things. One of my trainers told me, and so I'm going to repeat it because it was kind of funny and I guess kind of true. Like sometimes I don't want to say those things out loud because I feel like I'm boasting. And she's like, Misty, you're the only person who can say that without sounding vain. She's like, you just are excited about your own body. She's like, well, that's really fun. She's like, Nobody takes it as you being like, I am awesome. It is just you are enjoying yourself. And I am. And so there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you should enjoy yourself. Look how far you've come. And I've come a long way. I've lost almost half my body weight. Well, I have lost half of it. I've just put some of it back on because it's an expedition where we have determined that who's we? Me and the mouse in my pocket. I'm just gonna stay on the weight loss until it just doesn't work anymore. And then I'll figure maybe I've hit it. Because we've talked about skin removal surgery, and that may be something that I do. Wouldn't be though for definitely not until I'm 50. So at least another year and a half. I've told myself I definitely want to be at least at this weight or below for a good 2 years before I even start seriously considering that. Right now, the skin is bothersome, but not a problem, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes it bothers me when I work, not bothers me like it looks bad, which to some people it probably does. I don't care what you think. But it physically bothers me. It gets in the way. It changes my balance in a weird way sometimes. So it is something that I've definitely considered. And I realize whenever I do that, it's probably going to be another 10 to 15 pounds off of wherever I am. So I'm just going to stay in, mostly a slight caloric deficit on the daily, but still eating enough to be able to do all of the things that I want and to be able to continue to work out. And then the more I work out, the more I have to eat, but still trying to maintain that balance, right? And can I do that and over a substantial period of time lose additional weight? That's what we're going to find out. Maybe 165 is it. Who knows, right? But I got there, so I know I can do it again, just like with the 220. I got there, I can do it again. Well, I lost like another 60 pounds after that almost, right? 55 pounds after that. So who's to say I don't have another 10 or 15 in me before weight loss surgery? If I even do that. Like right now, it's not a problem right now. It's just bothersome. But lots of things bother me. I am a little worried though that for a lot of people it does become a problem. So if it does, we'll definitely talk about it again. I don't think there's anything wrong with removing the skin for aesthetics. In some ways, I think it might help to actually see my body shape because the skin distorts that for me. But I don't know. Right now, it doesn't bother me. Like I said, I want to make sure I can maintain this weight before I ever decide to do something like that anyway. And who knows, in the process, maybe we'll lose some more. So, Mama says, congrats, Lori. Yeah, she's doing great, Mama. She's joined my Discord, so we've been chatting there. Will says, why not celebrate all the hard work? Do what makes you happy, right? It's happy does. It's a verb. You know what? Actually, Coach said love is also a verb. That's what we were kind of talking about. She does a verse of the day, or I do it if I lead, but we do a verse of the day to begin the Fit Squad workouts. And I blanked on what verse it was at the moment, but she was saying that, love is in the action. Love is in the doing. You can say it. Do you mean it? Right. It's in the doing. And then I'm starting to realize like, and then I feel silly, but life is in the living. Life is in the doing it. I spend so much time trapped up in my brain that I'm not doing it. And so I'm trying my best to release that trapped up in my brain and do the things like going to a different place to hike or hiking the same place, but going a totally different direction to where it's like a totally different hike. It's like a time warp too. It's fun. Like we thought we were there like 15 minutes and it'd been like 45, half an hour or something. It was like, whoo, we're already deep into the woods. It felt like we just started, right? Because it's new and it's different and it's fun. And in some regards, having something to look forward to is helpful for me because I just didn't think about the future in the past. So I don't want to obsess about the future, but, having things to look forward to and then doing them. So life is in the living. Maybe everybody else knew that, but like that's just sort of a big epiphany for me that of course it is. It's in the doing. It's it's all a verb. Make life a verb. Live it. So simple. And it's so incredibly hard. Oh, Gina's here. Hey, Gina. I was just making myself cry right there. It's fine. Just got to catch the replay, see what's happening. I am happy. I'm very happy. I'm very proud of myself. I'm pumped up. I'm ready to go. I'm on a weight loss expedition. I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't know how low it's going to go. I'm pretty sure you're going to be here to follow along, Gina. So you're pretty much caught up. Mary is also loving the hiking. Yeah, I gave your non-scale victories for you. I forgot that was your second one. I had to look it up, but I eventually remembered. Anyway, I don't know. Do y'all got any questions? Have anything? Have y'all started watching Christmas movies yet? I feel like I still want to talk a little bit, but I'm kind of done. Life is in the living of it. That's it. Get out there, live it. Outside of that, have y'all been watching any Christmas movies yet? I did. I've started. I was real sad. Margaret dying is still kind of taking me out of left field. And watching Ray have to grieve it is life is in the living and it's for the living. But daggum, some days are harder than others. But so I started watching Christmas movies. Y'all got any good ones? Y'all have any recommendations? Of your favorite Christmas movie? I haven't watched all my favorites yet, but I've watched Arthur Christmas. If you haven't ever seen Arthur Christmas, it's amazing. I watched Claus. They're both animated movies. Spoiler alert. If you hate animated movies, mama, don't watch them. But Arthur Christmas and Claus, Klaus, they're both really good. If you're new here, your pal Misty likes Christmas movies with Santa Claus in them. Those are my favorite. So I've watched Miracle on 34th Street, the old one. I haven't watched the new one yet, but I probably will. I've watched Noel on Disney Plus. I love that movie. I did watch Jingle Jangle last night. I like it. I'm not Santa, but don't get me started on is that a Christmas movie? But I do still like it, and it's in the Christmas collection on Netflix. So I watched it. Yeah, Noel. Noel is so good. I've watched that already. I have not watched Elf yet because I couldn't find it. I don't know what streaming service it's on. I need to figure that out. I don't think Arthur Christmas is on a streaming service either. I think I bought that from Amazon like a few years ago because I like it so much. Because I know I watch it on Amazon Prime and I know I bought it. So I don't know if it's available anywhere for free this year, but I bought it from Amazon Prime, so maybe you can't watch that one. But yeah, Noel is really good. I watched the Christmas Chronicles, which is I think those are on Netflix with Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. I really like those. I like him as Santa. I don't know why. I really like the second one because it's got more Goldie Hawn, and I love Goldie Hawn. I like the Christmas Chronicles. It's really good. Anyway, so I like movies with Santa in them. Oh, you usually watch Christmas movies? I try to save them, Will, for Christmas time because December is normally a rough month for me, and I love Christmas movies. So I try to save them. It doesn't always work. Sometimes I watch a Christmas movie in the middle of the year, in the springtime, but I mainly watch them at Christmas, leading up to Christmas, because they make me feel good. So if you have one that you like. Oh, A Boy Named Christmas is also really good. Santa origin stories. I kind of like those. Those are fun. Gina says she's never watched a Hallmark movie. I don't know if I've watched. Maybe I've watched a Hallmark. I don't like the I'm coming home for Christmas and meeting somebody I knew before or somebody new, or I don't care about that. Your favorites are the claymations from, oh yeah. My mom likes those too. Santa Claus is coming to town, Rudolph. Yeah, see, those are my mama's favorites. We grew up watching what is it, Roald Dahl? I don't know how you say their names. Yeah, those are amazing. Um, I won't sing for you though, but they have a lot of good songs. You're a fan of the Santa Claus movie? The Santa Claus movie. Is it called the Santa Claus movie? Like I feel like there's a like who's in it? Because there's so many, I don't know. Like the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, because I love those. I've actually watched The Clauses, which is their series. They released the first 2 episodes last week. So I watched those. I also watched the first series. Well, I didn't watch it this year. I watched it last year. Yeah. The Santa Claus movie. Yeah, those are good. Tim Allen. Yeah. Well, there's a few movies called The Santa Claus and they're spelled different ways and stuff. Yeah, Tim Allen. Cool. Yeah, no, I like those a lot. I enjoy that. I like all 3 of the originals and I like the series. If you haven't watched the series on Disney Plus, it's super cute. I really enjoy it. Yeah, those are good. Miracle on 34th Street is a good one. It's a Wonderful Life. I watched It's a Wonderful Life for the first time just a few years ago. It's really pretty a good movie, but I got to be in a happy place to watch it because I tried to watch it last year. It was still a good movie. It was not the best experience. There was another Christmas movie that came out last year too that I really enjoyed and was so freaking sad. What was that? Oh, the Christmas Story sequel. I've watched A Christmas Story too. It's my favorite. If you didn't know, A Christmas Story is probably my favorite Christmas movie. I don't know. I really do like the old Miracle on 34th Street for some reason. I love that Santa Claus. He's probably my favorite Santa Claus out of all of them. I don't know. He's really good. Anyway, so now we're almost at the hour and we've talked like 7 minutes about Christmas movies. So if you will do it for the comment down below. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm going to give you all about 2 minutes back in your life this evening. You're welcome. Don't get me started, Gina, on... You said it's your friend, so I'm going to be kind and let them make that determination because there is a Christmas tree and it happens around Christmas. That's kind of like Jingle Jangle. Is it a Christmas tree? For me, if it has Santa, it's a Christmas movie. You know what's funny, though, is when it comes to Christmas songs, I'm not giving y'all 2 minutes back to your life. You can feel free to leave. But if you've been here a while, you already know. But when it comes to singing Christmas songs, I like songs about Jesus. But when it comes to Christmas movies, I want to see a movie about Santa Claus. Fun facts about your pal Misty that you might not have known if you haven't been here long enough. But it's the truth. All right. Yes, rest well, everyone. Tasharia says, I'll see you tomorrow morning, Tasharia. And that's going to do it for this evening. So like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, subscribe if you know how, and comment down below. What is your favorite Christmas movie? If you have one you think I haven't watched and it has Santa Claus, please let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I'll see you real soon. Have a great week, everybody.